Welcome to another Unreal Foos tutorial. I've gotten some requests to talk a little bit more about playing singles defense and doubles defense. And for this tutorial, I want to talk about setting up a zone. So what is a zone? A zone is basically setting up your guys in a way that, that you're going to try to maximize the amount of space that you cover to avoid getting scored on. So some quick things about a zone. If somebody's scoring on you, that means that you're either bailing out of holes too much. So sometimes what helps, as opposed to trying to erase everything and try to guard every single spot on the table, it's a lot easier if you just pick certain spots. So for me, when I'm playing singles, I'll set up in a way that where I know what this guy's covering this part of the goal. The 2 bars covering that, and then basically my 3 bar and my 5 bar cover some of the gaps. One of the things that you want to do with the zone, and actually with any defensive strategy, is you never want to get beat with the easier shots. And what that means is that if somebody is setting up for a pull, one of you have to basically understand what are the easier shots that somebody can do with a pull. And so if somebody's very good at just doing short sprays, then you don't want to set up in a way that the easiest shot to beat your zone is with a short spray. With pulls, that's typically some of the more common places are sprays that go this way, and there's some squares, but so what you want to be able to do is, if somebody's good at that, you try to take that away and make them beat you with the harder shots. Which when somebody sets up for a pull, doing pull kicks is typically harder, or doing long pulls. Even though it's not impossible, but it's easier to maybe raise a long pull than a short quick spray. So it's easier to, or it's better to try to let somebody beat you with the tougher shots than just giving somebody the easier shot and that being their primary option. So you always try to take away the easy things and try to make them beat you with the harder things. So that's what in a nutshell what the zone is. Just it doesn't matter how you choose to play your zone. It's as soon as you set up your goalie and your 2 bar in a way, then basically the other rods need to know what's open and what are the hard and easy shots that beat that zone. So and then after that, once you know that, then you don't have to be trying to just move aimlessly, not really knowing what you're doing. What you do is you sort of stay still. You don't have to be too still, but you remain within the bounds of your zone here. So if you know that this guy's covering anything at an angle here, then you don't want this guy to be moving too far, because then if somebody shoots right at you, you might block it, or you might just move out of the way. So instead of doing that, moving too much, you kind of just keep the guy in that spot where he's going to be blocking that. So so that's the key concept here. And if you know that, for example, let's assume that I set up and this is the zone I picked, where this guy's covering short, this guy's covering here. If I'm gonna do that, then I know I can see a big spray here. So then the next step would be for me to set up there. If I do that, then there's a nice long square pull along here, maybe a quick pull kick that's there. So then I'm gonna be aware of that this guy might just show that hole, but he's gonna be taking that right here. That's gonna be maybe the zone that I play here. If I do this and you play against anybody, just initially, if you don't know what they have, just kind of sit here and say, okay, let me see what you can hit here, right? So they might just put a shot on goal where it hits one of the guys, so you have to be quick at reacting and going and picking that ball up. Or if they do score on you, then you say, okay, well, what's the adjustment? Where did they score? So okay, so that's the key thing about zones. I don't want to make this tutorial too long. It's just, again, pick spots and then try it out. Go back over here and shoot against the zone, just sitting still, and see what's easier to hit and what's harder to hit, and try to incorporate that into your own game next time you play. You know, try not to move too much and just let somebody try to hit some shots, and then you can learn from that. So send me any questions. Hopefully this is helpful. I'll do a follow-up tutorial where I'll show you the type of zone that I do, what are the weaknesses and strengths of that, and the things that you need to look out, and hopefully that'll also help you know, with your zone, or you can imitate the zone that I do. Okay, thanks.